Good day, everyone. Today is Sunday, October 13, 2024. We continue on talking on the platform Sutra, in the chapter of the doubts. Last week, October 6, we come to the end where it says the two phrases, not departing from the self-nature, its merit, applying it without defilement is virtue. So here it describes merit and virtue again. They teach us to remain connected to our pure mind or self-nature while adapting and applying this principle to help everyone in modern society. And this is true merit and virtue. So now we continue with the, first of all, is the translation. Let me read the translation first. Those who cultivate merit and virtue in their thoughts do not slight others, but always respect them. Those who slight others and do not cut off the me and mine are without merit. The vain and unreal self-nature is without virtue because of the me and mine, because of the greatness of the self, and because of the constant slighting of others. Good knowing advisors, continuity of thought is merit, and the mind practicing equality and directness is virtue. Self-motivation of one's nature is merit, and self-motivation of the body is virtue. Good knowing advisors. Merit and virtue should be seen within one's own nature, not sought through giving and making offerings. That is the difference between blessings and merit and virtue. Emperor Wu did not know the true principle. Our patriarch was not in error. So, put it more elaborate in English, goes like this. As practitioners, if we can follow the standards outlined above, when cultivating merit, our hearts, or say our mind, will not look down on others, and we will naturally develop a sense of respect for everyone. Why is this? When we cut off our attachment to the ego, let go of possessiveness, and abandon self-centeredness, the functions of compassion and wisdom arise. As a result, we become humble and respectful toward others. If a person's mind is often filled with arrogance, and they act benevolently with this attitude. Even if they do many good deeds, it is still tainted. And this is called lacking merit. In self-nature, there is no distinction between greater or lesser merit, because the concept of merit is illusory and unreal. Once you become attached to the idea of merit and develop arrogance, pride, and disrespect as a result, this is called lacking virtue. Dear virtuous friends, you must understand how to apply your efforts. If your mind can continually and consistently employ methods to maintain a state of calm and stability without being swayed by emotions, this practice is called merit. If your mind can face all situations and circumstances with equanimity, sincerity, authenticity, and non-discrimination, this is called virtue. Therefore, cultivating the body is merit, and cultivating the mind is virtue. Constantly correcting the behavior of your body is merit, and continually correcting the errors of your mind is virtue. Dear virtuous friends, you must understand how to apply your efforts. If your mind can continually and consistently employ methods to maintain a state of calm and stability without being swayed by emotions, this practice is called merit. If you can face all situations and circumstances with equanimity, sincerity, authenticity, and non-discrimination, this is called virtue. Therefore, cultivating the body is merit, and cultivating the mind is virtue. Constantly correcting the behavior of your body is merit, and continuously correcting the errors of your mind and is virtue. Now I continue. All good and wise people, just referring to the virtuous friends. What is called merit must involve looking inward and illuminating one's own true nature. It is not merely about seeking external acts of good deeds, such as charity or offering. We must clearly understand the difference between worldly blessing and true merit. Therefore, Emperor Liang, Emperor Wu actually or Liang Wu Di. So Emperor Liang Wu was attached to certain ideas and lost sight of, or was confused about, the true meaning of Buddhism. It was not the Patriarch Bodhidharma's answer was wrong. So we just need to explain the meaning of here, the so-called blessings and the fields of merit. So first of all is the blessing. Blessings are the good results that arise from actively doing good deeds, such as planting blessings in the past and receiving blessings now. Or we plant blessings now and receiving blessings in the future, right? So that is blessings. What about the field of blessings? Or we use sometimes this word merits is also referring to blessing, but just to not confuse everyone, so we will use the blessings, the field of blessings. So this term comes from the Sanskrit punya kshetra, or Pali punya keta. The word field here applies sowing and growth, which means a field that can produce merit. In Buddhism, it is believed that actions such as observing precepts, giving charity, making offerings, cultivating virtues, and performing good deeds can increase the blessings one receives. Just as a farmer sows seeds in a field and reaps a harvest. Hence, it is called the field of blessings. Now, in our teacher, Master Sheng Yan's book, Spiritual Environmental Protection, it says cultivating blessings is the same as cultivating a field of merit, which means practicing all good deeds and stopping all evil. One should not refrain from doing good just because it seems minor, and one should strive to benefit all beings. In addition to this, in the book The World of Chan, it is mentioned sharing one's blessings with others allow them to grow. The more you share, the greater the blessings become. Therefore, after cultivating blessings, one should cherish them. And when cherishing blessings, one should continue to plant them. By widely cultivating the field of merit, one cultivates blessings and receives them. There are a few classifications of the field of blessings. So there are 3 fields of blessings. First is in the Upasaka Precepts Sutra, mentions 3 types of field of blessings. One is the field of gratitude. The other one is the field of respect. And then the field of compassion. So the first one, the field of gratitude, referring to the blessings of repaying kindness, such as being filial to one's parents and respecting teachers and elders. Then the second one is the field of respect, is the blessing field of reverence, which refers to respecting the 3 jewels. That is the Buddha, the Dharma, and Sangha. And then the third one is the field of compassion, referred to the blessing field of helping the poor and suffering, such as caring for the sick, aiding the poor, and showing compassion to all beings. Then we also have 8 fields of blessings. What are they? They are first, the Buddha; second, saints; third, the Venerable, referring to the esteemed monk; and then fourth, the precept masters; fifth, the Sangha, referring to monastics; 6, fathers; 7, mothers; and 8, the sick. So cultivating the field of blessings is like planting a limited number of seeds in a field, which can yield a much larger harvest. Therefore, those without blessings should plant and cultivate them, while those with blessings should cherish and increase them. By doing so, one can continually expand their merit until it reaches perfection in both blessing and wisdom, leading to Buddhahood. I hope that everyone can use wisdom to cultivate the blessings and use blessings to cultivate their wisdom. Cultivating the field of blessings is compared to saving money. In the direction of Dharma Mountain, it says there are many types of savings. Some people save for a year, some save for a lifetime, and in Buddhism, fundraising and donations are called endless savings. These savings will never run out. In Buddhism, this is called planting the field of merit, of blessings. For example, even if you donate just $1, the power Dharma Mountain generates in the future will benefit countless people. And the merit from this is immense. When can this merit be realized? Well, first, you can experience happiness in this life and in future lives. The blessings will be great, and you will be helped by many benefactors. 2, you will be reborn in the heavenly realm and enjoy heavenly blessings. 3, when you attain Buddhahood, both wisdom and merit will be perfected. Therefore, creating good deeds and good causes result in good blessings, while creating bad deeds and bad causes result in suffering. Even blessings are considered defiled results. So let's see what is the difference between defiled and undefiled. It is like a complete cup filled with water that does not leak, which is called undefiled. Then, with a cup with holes, while it can hold water, it will gradually leak until it is empty. If one cultivates merit and wisdom with a selfless mind, it is called undefiled merit or blessings. If one cultivates good deeds like giving charity and observing precepts with the desire for reward, it is called defiled blessings. So defiled blessings refer to continuously creating good causes and enjoy blessings while reaping the fruits. With the cycle of creation and consumption continuing indefinitely, it's like a bank account where one frequently deposits and withdraws, which is considered defiled. Therefore, in the Platform Sutra, Master Huineng points out that the field of blessings is merely a worldly blessings and is ultimately not the path to liberation. He believed that true blessings in Buddhism is undefiled blessings or merit, which is the experience of pure liberation and the realization of unchanging and immortal Dharma body. So in the saying or in the text that said, those who cultivate merits and virtue in their thoughts do not slight others, but always respect them. Those who slight others and do not cut off the me and mine are without merit. So that first of all is that their thoughts do not slight others, but always respect them. You could say in a short one is constant practice of respect. So this refers to the frequent practice of cultivating respect for all the methods of the Dharma. Respect here also carries the meaning of focus and dedication. In Buddhism, respect explains the principles of equality among all beings and emphasizes the training of a focused will. This is different from Confucianism, which speaks of respect through propriety, and Taoism, which speaks of respect through the Tao. Then the saying of do not cut off the me and mine refers to the continuity of the ego. This refers to the attachment to the concept of self and the continuity of material possessions related to the self, which is called ego attachment. So the Platform Sutra says that practicing without a mind of respect and looking down on others is considered without merit. Why is that? The purpose of cultivation is to dissolve the self-centered ego. Even if you are doing charitable deeds to benefit others, the goal is to remove the ego. So you should not boast about what you have done or think you are great because you did something good, or feel proud of yourself for accomplishing a great task. You shouldn't go around telling people about it and even smile when you sleep at night. Such a person is certainly arrogant. They believe, first, that they are extraordinary, and second, the others cannot compare it to them. Can such a person still possess a humble and respectful mind toward others? Well, looking down on others or belittling them is a sign of arrogance and a lack of humility. This is because such a person believes that in terms of knowledge, ability, wealth, or power, they surpass others or are superior in certain areas. Their strong self-confidence leads them to despise others. Such people are referred to as self-conceited and arrogant, and these individuals are without merit. This is like what the Platform Sutra says about Emperor Liang Wu, who made great offerings to monks and built temples, believing that he had accumulated significant merit. However, Bodhidharma gave him a harsh reality check, saying that he had no merit. So we may ask you, does this mean we should stop building temples? stop making offerings to monks, or stop practicing charity because that is true merit? Is that the case? Well, if it were, then I wouldn't be teaching, because we are about to establish, or we already established, Dharma Mountain. Well, also, we established Dharma Retreat Center. Temples need to be built. Monks need to be supported. And charity needs to be practiced. But after doing these things, don't think that you have done many great deeds. Why? Because that is a mindset of arrogance, a form of self-centeredness, a kind of attachment. If you can let go of this attachment and still build temples, support monks, and practice charity, then that is true blessings or true merit. So we can say that the self nature is delusory and unreal. Therefore, there is no true virtue. The ego is large and self-conceited, always look down on others. Now, the word self-nature here doesn't refer to the nature or the Buddha nature here. This self-nature referring to the characteristic or the nature of this selfish nature. Right? So why is there no virtue? The meaning of no virtue is that the ego is so large. And when one believes oneself to be great or mighty, they automatically look down on others. By enlarging oneself, they belittle others. If there is ego, there is also attachment to sentient beings. This attachment is called having no virtue. Seeing oneself as large means one is not humble. If one regards everything they have done, all the good deeds they have accomplished, as real and significant, they are going against Dharma. According to the Buddhist principles of dependent origination, our teacher said that he is simply responding to causes and conditions, and it is not his power alone. He responds only when asked. The reason for his response is because someone asked, and their request is what allows him to respond. What they receive is their own, and it is not something he has given to them. Only in this way is there truly no self, and only in this way is there true liberation. Otherwise, when the ego is inflated. One cannot be liberated. Having an ego can also hurt others. You may wonder why. Well, when someone benefits from your help, they may feel aided at the time, but later they may be harmed. Why? Because if you help them with $1 or with $10 today, you may demand $100 back in the future. Why? Because you are asking for interest. And therefore, this is not merit. So, during these past months, we talk about Platform Sutra, but I cannot speak. I cannot talk every week. So it has been a slow process. But I believe the teaching have been benefit to many people who come to listen. Even if you have heard a sentence or two that has been useful to you, that is good, right? So here below are some sharings from our master, our teacher, Master Sheng Yan. He said that in fact, teaching is a mutual growth process. As I teach, I also benefit. This wisdom is not mine, it is yours. I often test this, and the results are always successful. When there are many wise people in the audience, my teachings are better. If the audience were filled with ignorant people, I would speak more muddled. This is not my wisdom, but the application of wisdom. Because of your excellence, my teaching is good. If you were not good, my teaching won't be good. The merit is everyone's. I have no merit. I invite you to continue listening to the Platform Sutra. Many of you are hearing the teachings for the first time, maybe today. And because of your high wisdom, therefore my teaching has been good. Okay, so I will stop here for now.
Well,